faster. Yeah, then I got the bag is under my eyes. Ew. Let's shut that down quickly. Okay, so I'm having a beer because, well, they were in my cooler. They've been in my cooler for, I don't know, I bought a 6-pack of beer about 2 weeks ago, and I still have 3 left. So I might as well just drink one, and then I don't know. I don't know if I'll go without beer alcohol for the rest of the year. I might. I doubt it though, because I'm going out to California soon. What is going on, guys? How are we doing? How are we doing? I'm definitely not going to be long with the stream because I'm really tired. I just wanted to say what's up to any and everybody out there who's watching me. I have not, well, I just lied. I just took I ate a piece of bread, but I had not eaten in I don't know, about 20 hours, and I started getting nauseous, like I was gonna throw up. So I wanted to eat something before I had a beer, because I don't want to get sick and then have to hurl on the stream. That would be really, really embarrassing. Anyways, what is going on, guys? Who's all in here? Yogurt Thief is in the building, and Carrie Dennison. What up? Are you? No, it's Carrie Dennison. My bad. That was Carrie. Crystal Wood, Carrie Peterson, not with a T, but with a D. Peterson. Kathy Harris is in the building. John Doe from Lancaster, South Carolina is in the building. Lancaster, South Carolina. Where the hell is that at? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see where that's at. Let's see. Lancaster. Maps. Let's look at maps. There's a lot of Lancasters. I've never heard of Lancaster, South Carolina. And if I have, I totally forgot about it. I actually have 2 South Carolina videos coming up, but it's going to be a while. So it looks like you're 20 minutes from Rock Hill, and maybe 45 minutes from Charlotte. So you're right in the middle between, you're like dead on in the middle and a little bit east between Columbia and Charlotte. And let's see, what cities are Spartanburg, Gaffney? I got a story in Gaffney to go do. Columbia, I was just there. When was I there? October? Or was it September? Florence, I went there. Yeah, in theory, I'll be out that way. Maybe in February. We'll see. Maybe in February, because I still have not decided yet if I want to drive out to California in the van or just fly out there and just do the hotel thing and maybe chill out for 10 days and get some videos done, because I don't care to really stay in California that long, but I don't know. I just haven't decided yet. You know what I was even thinking? What if I shipped my van? This really sounds stupid, but if I shipped my van out to Los Angeles, and if I stayed there for a month, it would pay me having to pay for the transport of the van. I'd save money on not having to get a hotel. But the one thing that I do like about the idea of going out there and getting a hotel is that if I rent a car, I can move much more smoothly around Los Angeles than in this beat up van. And not only that, but when I leave there, I don't have to drive 1,700 miles back to Texas. I just fly 4 or 5 hours and I'm already back. And but I don't know yet. We'll see. We will see. When am I posting recent Folsom Sack videos? Dude, the problem is because I've only been uploading 3 videos a week for like the last 10 months. Trust me, I keep saying every month, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back to 4. I'm gonna go back to 4. I'm gonna go back to 4. And it's like, it's not that I don't feel like doing it. It's just I'm just used to uploading 3 And I don't know. So I'm gonna get back to 4. I was thinking December 1st, but now it's looking like January. I'm just gonna say F it and do it. So those videos, wow, I don't know, a week or two. Listen, I'm probably gonna go get a hotel room tomorrow because it's gonna be pretty damn cold. But not only that, I have to record some quick voiceover stuff, and I'd rather just do it in a hotel room. Either that, or I'll just go to a cemetery and just chill out there. And I don't know yet, but yeah, I don't even know why I brought that up. Oh, the Sacramento stuff. I don't really have that many Sacramento videos. I did 2 that I can think of, and then I have a man. You know, it's a shame. There. I don't know when it's gonna be. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm guessing it's gonna be a year or longer before there's a video that I have that's based in Sacramento. It's an interview with a person who's incarcerated. He's doing life, and that video is based out of Sacramento. And that video, it's not even going to get a lot of views. I already know it's not. It's just not going to get a lot of views. But I mean, I would care for that video to get a lot of views. I don't even care about the money. Like, they could leave the monetization off. I would love for that video to get 500,000 views, because the story is so tripped out. I mean, it could easily, dude, that video with that interview, that's better than anything that anybody on YouTube has related to crime. I mean, it's an incredible interview. And yeah, so sadly though, the video will be buried under all those true crime nerds. Very sad. But then again, I'm kind of a true crime nerd myself. So Artie Marin, or is it Marin, from the Bay, or as some of the kids over there call it, the Yay. That's right. My thoughts on the prison stabbing of Derek Chauvin. I was gonna talk about it really quickly. I'll probably do it on my other channel. My thoughts are, listen, I'd like to think that my opinions about just things in general are pretty balanced. I don't feel I'm extreme in any which way. I don't think I'm like far, obviously I'm not far left, because then I would be insane. However, I'm not far right. I do agree with a lot of, or some far right, ideologies or what have you. I personally, okay, so what do I feel about him getting stabbed? Well, I mean, it's bound to happen because he is one of the more higher profiled inmates in this country. Me personally, do I feel that he should have gone to prison? No, I don't think he should have gone to prison, because I don't believe there was enough proof. From what I've seen and read, I don't feel there was enough proof to convict him of anything. But that's just me personally. I could be very wrong. I I don't know. But, listen, I don't know. That's it. I really don't have an opinion about it anymore. I mean, what's the damage has already been done. And, what can you say? What can you say? I mean, could it, when people were yelling at the Chauvin, idiot, hey, he can't breathe, get off him. And could he have just said, all right, you know what? Yeah, he could have done that. but he was a jerk face. You know what I mean? He was a jerk face, and that's what you call a cop that's been a cop for too long. When it's just like, it's another day in the office, and I can't breathe, I can't breathe. The boy who cried wolf. And and that's what happened, and it's a shame that over 24 people were killed and or murdered in the follow-up with all of the George Floyd riots that was emanating in and around this country and the world. Because I know people in France, they were looting too, but of course France is full of degenerate Slavs, and they have a very healthy population of, what do you call it, immigrants that are not from France, and they've brought their third world thuggish culture into their country and have destroyed, from what I've seen, one day I'll go see for myself, but they've destroyed Paris, from what I've heard, secondhand opinions from other people having gone over there and seen Paris for what it is, which is a complete filthy hellhole. But I have to go see it for myself, so I don't know. But I mean, listen, Derek Chauvin is going to have a very rough time, and there was no way that he was going to avoid prison, because he was the sacrificial lamb. The mob, the leftist mob, was angry. They feel that he murdered George Floyd, and they wanted vengeance and they wanted blood, and they got it. He got 22 years, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know in the United States of America, each state has its own laws in terms of like the sentencing guidelines for various crimes, and including murder and other felonious crimes. But I mean, there's people that have, I mean, hell, that guy that I interviewed that killed the woman that he claims sent him to prison for 12 years for a crime he supposedly didn't commit, he only did 12 years. He's only going to do 12 years on that. So, I mean, 22 years or 21 years, and I don't even know if his sentencing for the state crimes is either consecutive or is going to be ranked concurrent. That guy's screwed. And then when he gets out, I don't know. I don't know. It's all screwed up at the end of the day. It's all screwed up. So, I don't know. Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore from Oklahoma. What's up? What's up? Hey, has anybody talked about the Josh Giddey? Nobody? I'm surprised that story is not blowing up. I thought it would blow up huge. I mean, it hasn't yet. It hasn't yet. The basketball player, 21-year-old Australian-born basketball player, plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Josh Giddey, taking very suspect pictures with a girl that appears to be underage and apparently is 15 years of age. Not looking good for that guy. It's already going to be very, very hot for that guy, even if there was no sex involved. He's still going to be looked at as a kind of a creep to even be associated with a 15-year-old girl when you're 21. That guy's a moron. I'm very curious. I'm going to be keeping my ear to the ground on that case and see what transpires. Are you going to post on college murders, Brian Kohlberger case? I have absolutely no interest in even reading anything about that story. However, for views, one day, I'm sure somebody else out there is more interested in this story. I'm not. I don't really. I mean, that sounds very bad that I say that. Like, I don't care that people were brutally murdered. When stories are overdone, I tend to not really be super interested in them. The story is very perplexing because the fact that one man killed 4 people with a knife is absolutely insane. So, to answer your question, right now right now up there it's very cold. I'm not gonna lie to you. if it were springtime right now and the temperatures up there would be like above maybe 45 in the daytime, I would consider flying up there. uh, I would consider that story to fly up there, because I believe that if the video were to be monetized, let me turn off my van for a minute, it's getting a little bit warm in here. I believe that that video, if fully monetized, would pay for my trip. And also, what I would like to do with stories like that is, because I believe that the video would get good views. I'm guessing good views for me. Good views for me is 100 or over. If it's over 100K views, that's good for me. Anything under 100, I mean, it's decent to good. I don't know. If I upload a video, if I say this gets 100, that's good. I know every video that I upload, it ain't gonna get anywhere near 100K, because I'm not doing. I'm unable to do, the breaking news stories that those other nerds on YouTube, the ones that sit in front of their mirror doing their hair and showing their boobs. See, they're able to do that because people are searching these stories out. So that's how they're able to grow so big. And plus, women like listening to other women talk about crime. I don't know why, but that's how it is. So, but yeah, I mean, I have absolutely no plan or plans of going to Idaho, but I mean, there's a couple stories in Idaho I already have in my head that I want to do. So, uh, if I do end up going to Idaho, that would be a place. Yeah, that would be probably the number one story. Is that? I mean, it wouldn't be my number one in Idaho. I already have a number one story in Idaho. That's not it. But if I did all my videos in Idaho, that one would probably get the most views. Great visitations. What's up, bro? Hey, don't you guys got a little bit of a problem going over there in Ireland? Don't you guys got a little bit of a riot going on? Somebody stabbing people or something like that? I haven't really paid much attention to it because, sad to say, a lot of foreign news doesn't really make a lot of ripples or waves in the grand scheme of things in this country, just because it's not here. So it's not that we don't care, but like the story is pretty big here, but it's not like, oh my God, it's not like the war with Israel and Hamas. So I haven't really read on what's going on over there. But yeah, from what I've read, man, you guys are getting your culture taken away from you and spat out right back at you. I dread the day that happens to this country. I dread the day. And thank God this country is too large for that to happen anytime soon, because that would be a truly sad day in this nation, is if we had people that came from other countries telling us how to run things and telling us that we should stop celebrating this or that. That is insane. Can you imagine immigrating to Japan? And then, because Japan is mostly a Buddhist country. Can you imagine immigrating to Japan and then throwing Catholicism at them and forcing them uh, into your beliefs and demanding that they speak a certain language, instead of assimilating like how normal people would do, going into a different culture? You kind of assimilate, especially if you're moving there. But that's another perhaps subject for a different channel. I forgot what was the question that you answered. I mean, asked. What was that? Oh, nah, dude. You know what, man? Um, I went to Detroit, and I listen. I went to Michigan, which is that's where the state. I'm sure you know that. I went to Michigan to really to buy something. Like, I didn't go there to do stories, because I just I'm running out of time, and I I went there. My main number one story that I wanted to do in Michigan, I did three-quarters of it. I couldn't find the grave, so I put that video away. I'll finish it up Next year I'll be going up that way, and I'll go up there and I'll finish it up. But no, I'll do that video. Thanks for the suggestion. That was a very I didn't even know that because I don't pay attention to these kinds of stories. But Matt, you got the email. Let me know if you come across anything else that I'm not saying for you to you got to go look for me or nothing like that. But if you find anything else, let me know. And that was a very good suggestion. And I don't get a lot of those, dude. Like most of the emails I get is like stuff that I already know. It's very rare, probably out of like 10 emails, like 1/4 of one is a legit, like, oh, wow, like that's a good one. Like I'll remember that. Not, not saying anything bad about people who email me. I mean, they mean good. It's just, it's very, very difficult to answer emails. But anyways, no, dude, the trip to Michigan, I did one video. I went to this guy, really cool guy. Next time I go up to Michigan, I'll invite him out to dinner. He's a cool guy. He owns a very, very interesting shop. He has a large collection of funeral home memorabilia, if you want to call it. It's probably not the word that I'm looking to use in that in that aspect of whatever. But he just has a very large collection of stuff. He's a very nice guy. I think his name is Cody. I forgot his name. I'm terrible with names. He has a shop. It's like 25 miles north of Detroit. Very interesting guy. And I won't go into any further private talk that me and him had between us, but he has a very interesting I'll just say this. He's a very interesting guy. Very interesting guy. It is very nice. And he has an awesome business. And he does, he's just like me in the sense that, he's not like really a greedy person. He has this business and he does good. Could he do better? Yeah, but he's not a money grubbing SOB. You know what I mean? He has a little business, and I really enjoyed, and I'm actually going to go back there. I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to maybe I'm trying to get him to do a different kind of video with me, but he's not going to do it. But I'm not even going to get into what that was. But I was like, man, listen, let's just say there's another aspect to him that's very interesting, and there's no way he would. But yeah, I tried. He doesn't want to talk. Very nice guy. Cannot wait for that video to come out. And listen, the Detroit one, I will be back in Detroit, and let me tell you, I got some very awesome stories to finish up or to start in Detroit. And Detroit it should be a place where I can stay for a month. Of course I don't stay nearly that long, but I'll be back there hopefully soon, and we'll crush out some videos. That's right. You go to sleep listening to my voice, my amazing voice. I can't stand my voice, but no, thank you. That means a lot to me. I'm very flattered when people say they like my voice. I can't stand it. I sound like a troll that lives under a bridge. I like my voice better when sometimes when I'm doing a video and I get really excited and then I kind of talk like this and I talk kind of high. I'm like, yeah, that's how I should sound like. Not like this, but I got a very different voice when I start speaking about something lightheartedly and I'm, excited about it or what have you. But no, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Hawaii, I will never go to Hawaii. There is not one thing in Hawaii that I mean, no offense to anybody from Hawaii. There is absolutely nothing in Hawaii that I have any remote interest in seeing. I just don't. There's nothing. I've never heard of a story in Hawaii that I'm like, man, I really got to go do that. Now there is a grave of somebody there. But I don't think they have a grave. But there is a story for Fascinating Graveyard in Hawaii that I wouldn't mind doing. But let me tell you, if I'm gonna fly across an ocean in a small body, entubed metallic cylinder with wings, hurtling at 500 miles an hour towards a little tiny piece of island in the middle of the ocean, we're going to go to a more interesting location than Hawaii. I don't see myself ever going to Hawaii. No offense to anybody other from Hawaii. John Doe, thank you very much. Yeah, she's a weirdo, and yeah, she's been in the newspaper. I think she up for parole in the next 5 years or something. I don't know. Jay Watterson 69. What is going on? How are we doing? What's up? Marion Neary. I am living in PA. This hellhole, the weather is warm and cold. The weather here is insane. Yeah, my friend, she lives outside of Pittsburgh. Yeah, and she has a really cool house. She's got a really I'll go there and crash at her place when I go out to PA. And listen, I do. The only thing about Pennsylvania I don't like that the gas is high. Like PA, the gas is like always like, I think it's like the third highest in the nation. I don't like the tolls. Other than that, I mean, no, PA is okay. Pittsburgh is for a big city. Pittsburgh is a pretty decent city, and it's nothing like Philadelphia. It's night and day. You cannot get any more different two cities in the same state than Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. It's like they should be on the opposite sides of the planet, because they're just nothing alike at all. Because Pittsburgh is not even really a East Coast city. It's just really odd, because Pittsburgh to me is like the gateway to the East Coast. Like Pittsburgh, technically, it's an East Coast city. It's really not. I don't consider it an East Coast city. To me, it's like you open the door and that's Pittsburgh, and then when you open the door and you walk past the frame, then that's the East Coast. It's just weird. I mean, Philadelphia, I should hate that place, but I actually don't. But very, very dangerous city. So very, very different cities. That's right. That's right. Nick Eyes in the building. Aye. Nick Eyes in the building. Aye. Yeah, what's up? Your video on murder from Ohio. Man got away with murdering this woman and stuffed her body under the house. Yeah, dude, that guy is a trip. He actually sent me a weird, threatening message. That's why I blocked him, because I would have done like a follow-up interview with him. He sent me like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. It was just a weird email or message. I was like, I just blocked him. I don't remember what it was. I wasn't like, oh my God. I was like, why is he sending me this? This is weird. I just blocked him or whatever. He's getting out of prison in the next 3 to 5 years. So yeah. Yeah, he's a dude, he's a killer. What are you gonna do? He's a killer. Yeah. To answer your question about spending Christmas in Hawaii, I never want to go to Hawaii. That's just a place I never want to go. Now, I want to go to Alaska. I have an interest in going to Alaska because nobody really goes to Alaska. And I have an interest in going there, and I'm going to go to Alaska. I'm just not sure when, because there's so many places that I want to go, so little time. If Alaska wasn't so freaking cold right now, if it wasn't for me going out to California this August, September, that I was going to go to Alaska, because that was the time when the temperature, I guess it doesn't really get hot there ever, but I want to just go up there because I'm sure there's, all kinds of stuff. And I've researched some crime stories in Alaska. Nothing really, comes out to me that I'm like, oh, I gotta do that story. But There's some stories in Alaska, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'm interested in that story, but nothing crazy. Or whatever. Go to the no. Yes, yeah, I apologize. George Floyd peaceful protest. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry about that. How do I feel about Palestine and the murder of babies? I mean, I think me personally, if I were Israel, I would not be doing any kind of hostage negotiations, trading hostages with those. I would level, and I'm not being a homer because my family's Jewish. I'm really not. Listen, I understand on their side of things where they're at. So I understand the frustration on the Palestinian side. Of course I do. Of course, yeah. I look at everything from both sides. So I'm not going to say like, oh, f you guys, blah blah blah. You're to go to a concert and in a bunch of kibbutzes and kill 1,400 people to murder them, and they don't have the guns on them, and they're defenseless. And me personally, if I was in charge of the army, I would level Gaza to the ground. Everything gone, like no buildings. That's it. That's what I would do. No buildings, no tunnels, no government. You're done. And then I would say like, all right, listen. I would just say, does anybody in the Arab world want to take about 2.5 million refugees? And they're all going to say no, because nobody wants them in their country. Nobody wants any Palestinians in their country, right? They just don't want them. I don't know exactly what the reason is, but no Arab country really wants those people there. So I would just level everything to the ground and then just be like, all right, there you are. There's your rubble. That's it. I don't negotiate with terrorists. So it's just, you got to go. That's it. If you kill 1,400 of us, we're going to kill 100,000 of you. And you know what? Israel has been getting a lot of, what's the word? They've been getting a lot of hell in the media, which is absolutely amazing because they say that supposedly Jews control the media, but that remains to be seen. However, Israel's being made out to look like the bad guy. I mean, you got to imagine in this country, if Canada came in here and murdered 50,000 Americans, we would probably have a problem with that. So we shouldn't have to tell Israel how to conduct business and how to run their country. And you know what? The Gaza Strip area, you know what? Listen, instead of consorting or what's the contort? Not consorting. What's that word when you hang out with somebody? Consort. I don't know. With terrorists. How about you don't? How about you just say no, Hamas, we're cool. If they had if they were cool with Israel, where they're like, oh yeah, we're friends. I'm sure Israel would actually section off land and just give it to them. But they won't because they're just, they deal with the terrorists. So what are you going to do? Irons 11, good night, Mike. What's up, Governor? That created protests around the world and here in England. I think the inevitable was bound to happen inside prison for him. Someone always wants to know. For George, Derek Chauvin. Hey, you know what? Listen, I don't know. He could have just said, the hell with it. He could have swallowed his pride and, he could have been like, maybe this guy can't breathe. Maybe he's having a drug-induced episode. But that's what happens when you're a cop for 20 years and you constantly hear that every week. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Well, you can breathe because you're yelling. And I know that's not a very good answer to I can't breathe. But listen, if you can't breathe in that moment that you can't breathe, you got to be like, all right, why can't I breathe? Well, you can't breathe because you're in the custody of police, and obviously they put you in a position of discomfort because you did something that threatened their safety or the safety of others around you. So they had to put you in a uncomfortable position. Now, what you do with your life has no bearing on them, because they're simply doing their job by detaining you and or arresting you and booking you and charging you with whatever crime that they've seen that you committed, or whatever, anything that you have on your person. So, I can't breathe. Like, well, it's like, well, why can't you breathe? Like, what are you doing? It's like that. It's like that Eric Gardner. It's like that Eric Gardner case. And I think one of the cops, didn't he get arrested, or excuse me, he lost his job? I mean, Eric Gardner, in case you guys don't know, he was like that big black dude. I think he was in Brooklyn or something. He's out in New York somewhere. And he's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Like, well, listen, you can't breathe because the police, when they stepped to you, they told you to put your hands behind your back. Now, that's the end of the story. If a police officer tells you to put your hands behind your back, yeah, you think I like the police? I don't hate them, man, but I mean, when they mess with me, I don't like them. I like them when they mess with somebody else. I love them when they mess with somebody else. But if a cop if I got pulled over and the cop asked me to step out of my car, I'm going to step out of my car. If the cop tells me to put my hands behind my back, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my hands behind my back, and I'm going to be biting my lip and wanting to cuss him out. But I'm going to say, you know what? I won't be in jail very long. I'll get bailed out. Somebody will bail me out. And then we'll figure it out later on in court. We'll figure out why I got arrested. What did I do wrong? And with that guy, he's like, oh, no, he told him, no, I'm not putting my hands behind my back. All right, well, listen, the cops, they're not going to turn around and go home. That's not how they work. They're not going to say like, oh, okay, he's not going to put his hands. All right, guys, well, have a good night. We'll see you later. No, you're going to put your hands behind your back, whether you do so willingly or they force you to do so by jumping 8-on-1. So, there you go. Who, me? Oh, okay. I might be in my own head. Floyd had a bad heart. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like behind on comments and stuff like that. He had a bad heart. Yeah, the first autopsy said that he had like, a bad ticker and all that, and then Dr. Michael Baden came in and said no, that wasn't the case. So I don't know. I like Dr. Baden. He's the guy from HBO Autopsy. God bless, he's still alive. I would love to meet that guy. I disagreed with, but then again, I'm not a pathologist, so I don't know. He knows better than I. By the way, why does he still have all his hair and I have none of mine? I have no idea. Oh well. Gaynor. Oh, we're right back at you, kid. Yeah, but Giddey's fine. Yeah, I'm really beyond the comments. My bad. Anyways. I'm trying to see when I do videos on gang violence, am I ever concerned that retaliation from gangs might happen to you? Hell yeah, I am. No, I mean, no, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I ain't nervous, but I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a motorcycle club video coming out. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because it puts them in a bad light. You know what? Screw it. It's going up. Now, whether if I end up getting beat up, that's definitely going to put me on their radar. And listen, there's 1,000 of them, and there's one of me. You know what I mean? And listen, there's all kinds of motorcycle club channels on YouTube that talk about all kinds of stories, right? The problem with my videos is I'm talking about a story that happened a long time ago. It's like I'm bringing up old news, and they don't like that. You know what I mean? And to that I say, catch me if you can. Catch me if you can, because the video is going up, and they're not getting the views that I want them to get, and I am not concerned because I like those stories. I'm interested in those stories. And, listen, I'm not trying to wreck my channel, but when I go back to 4 videos a week, it'll be easier to like upload like a video that, nobody will really, care about too much. And I will be uploading more like urban crime, more like, like urban stories, like more just hood gangster stuff. Not a lot, but it's going to be a part. And if I decide to do a video that I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to upload this to YouTube, I'll put it on my Facebook. That's it. And we'll go from there. Or I'll do it for TikTok. I'll do a 2-minute video. This guy got killed over here. See you later. Peace out. That's it. Yeah. One day I will. I do have an invite to Australia for sure. I can go there whenever I feel like it. I do have a place to stay. The only thing I don't like is the ridiculous plane ride. Let me tell you, if I end up going to Australia, which I will, which I do believe I will, I have to stay out there for a while. I can't. I don't want to. What is it? 20 hours on a plane or something ridiculous? Like I don't want to go out there and come right back with that ridiculous plane ride. No, when I go out there, I'm staying for a month. Yeah, I'm going for a month. I ain't going for no damn 1 week or 2 weeks. No, we're going for a month. I don't want to. I'd rather take a boat back than that. I mean, like when I flew from Cincinnati to Vegas, that well, there was a stop. Where did I stop at? Denver. I mean, I was getting a little antsy just on that 3-hour plane ride. Imagine 14, 20. I would like, and the thing that sucked was that the plane, when I was going there, it didn't have Wi-Fi. But when I came back, there was Wi-Fi. So that wasn't so bad. You know what I mean? And then the only thing that the flight was smooth. The only thing that was getting on my nerves was, and this is so funny. So this lady and her husband were sitting next to me, right? So they started making small talk with me like during the end of the flight. I swear to God, when the plane would like experience turbulence, turbulence, I swear to God, she did this. It was like we were gonna crash, and she's like ready for the impact. I'm like, lady, stop doing that. You're making me freaking nervous. I wanted to like slip a Benadryl in her Diet Coke to make her like. I'm like, stop doing that, because there was. I mean, the worst turbulence I've ever felt was going from Vegas to LA. That was a little ridiculous because I felt my stomach go up to my throat. But other than that, I mean, the turbulence wasn't that bad. The plane, the flight took a little bit longer because there were storms in Florida, so the plane kind of flew up, and we didn't know what it was doing. But the flight took about 20 minutes longer than it should have, I guess. And the pilot was like, "Yeah, hey guys, we had to actually fly up to South Carolina to avoid a storm, but now we're landing, so it was cool." So yeah, blah blah blah. A little bit of bass. Jackson, Michigan. Would I go camping in Yellowstone for you guys? No, I'm not. I don't want to do bears. I don't want to do any bears. I don't want to do any wild animals like elk or moose or any kind of crazy stuff like that. No, I don't like camping. Camping to me is what I'm doing now. This is my camping, and but I will be going to Yellowstone. I'll just leave it at that. I am going to go. I'm not going to camp. I mean, unless what do they have camping areas where you can crash in your van? I'll do that. I don't care about that. That's fine. Well, what do you say camping in like in a tent and all that? No way. I'm not doing that. I'm cool. Tiffany says, thanks for the stickers, babe. You're awesome. Who the hell? Stickers. I gave you stickers? Tiffany, do I know you from somewhere? Did I send you some stickers? I don't. I've sent people like lots of stickers. I'm not sure. Oh, well, thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Tiffany. Yeah. Is that the Tiffany that I know from? Oh wait, no, it's not. I thought you were the one Tiffany that I know. Got a funny story about that. Too Tall Rob Live, what is up? First snow / blizzard in Kansas tonight. Yeah, I heard that you guys were getting pounded, and I was thinking about going out to Topeka, but I can't, man, because I got stuff I got to do. So actually, I should be getting ready to buy my plane ticket because I'm going to be flying out to California in the middle of December. So I guess I gotta figure out now where am I gonna fly out of. I don't feel like flying out of Dallas. I think I'd rather fly out of Oklahoma, but I don't know. You know what? I'm thinking, should I just fly out of Arkansas? I have no idea. Now I gotta see what I'm gonna do. What's going on from H Town? Fraser's in the building. What's up? House for 60,000. I don't know anything about houses. And to the people who are like, "Oh, you just wasted his time," listen, I did, but that guy wasn't doing anything anyways. What wasting his time from what? What he could have been? He could have spent his time doing what else? What, drinking beer and scratching lint out of his belly button? I mean, you guys act like people are so busy in their lives. They're not busy. Get out of here. You know what I want to do? What I want to do is I'd like to start doing those kinds of videos where I actually start like hitting people up and say, "Hey, man, I got a channel where I kind of show houses. Can I film your house and then I'll put your real phone number up and maybe we can get it sold." Listen, if I didn't have the main channel and if I just wanted to start off with just that, I'm pretty sure I can start off a legit channel with just doing dirty motels, apartments, and houses. I like doing those videos. I really enjoy them. I just can't do them all the time because I got other stuff to do. But no, I could definitely hit somebody up. As a matter of fact, somebody was selling something. I forgot they're somewhere. I don't remember. And I actually messaged them and said, "Hey, would you be interested in me doing a quick video on what you have for sale and putting it on my YouTube channel?" And she was like, she goes, I'm selling it for somebody, but the guy that is selling it, I'm pretty sure he'd be interested. So I gotta hit that guy up tomorrow to see if he'd be interested in me you know doing a video about what he has for sale. And what is he selling? It's none of your business. You'll see the video when it comes out. Yeah. When you hit 1 mil, what would you do before you start using drugs? That's pretty funny. I could never imagine myself using drugs. I just can't. I just don't find the allure in it. I don't find the allure in doing drugs, even smoking weed. And weed to me would ruin my life because it would just make me super lazy and super fat. And I'm already fat as it is. I don't need to be super fat. I don't see myself getting into 1 million subscribers. Like, really, nah. That for me to get to 1 million subscribers on YouTube, I would have to change up my channel, and I don't want to do it. I just don't want to. I don't want to be like that type where I'm just like doing anything. I don't want to be a clout. To get to 1 million, that's when you're hitting people up to do collaborations. You're doing like just clickbait crap. You're doing stories just to get views. I just don't want to do that. I just don't want to do it. It's not interesting. It's cringy. It's crap. I don't like people who do stuff like that. They don't interest me. They're just, they're low level weirdos. I'm not saying that, I'm better than them, but they're just low level weirdos. So uh I know exactly what I would have to do, like the main thing. And I've been thinking about starting to get involved in that, but that's dangerous stuff, man. We're talking about me getting shot at and stuff like that. And I've thought about it. I'm just like, man, do I really want to go down that route? And it would have to involve me. Like, I'm not going to even say what the idea is, but you know how, the Adventures with Perverts guys, how they had like a team and then like a camp. That's what I would do. I would have to hire at least one person full time with me to change up the channel. I'm not even going to begin to say, but it would be, yeah. I'd have to hire one person. Um, I will say that the investment wouldn't be a lot, because if I were to hire one person to travel with me and turn it into a two-man operation, I mean, what do you have to pay somebody? Well, you pay them. Well, then you have to get an RV, so it have to be like one unit, an RV, and then you pay somebody. I'm not even paying them to edit. I'm just paying somebody to be a camera person. What would I offer somebody to travel around? $500 a week. Now I know what some of you guys are saying. Wow, you're a cheap bastard. You're only paying them $500 a week. Well, I'm paying you $500 a week. I'm paying for like practically like everything, and on top of that, obviously, I'm going to show you how to start your own YouTube channel where you can make a couple bucks on the side. So calm down, guys. I mean, I would be like, look, I'll pay you $500 a week, and then I'll show you like kind of the ropes. I'll show you like what to do. I'll teach you what to do so you can make another few bucks. And then this is what you do. Like, you'll have a schedule. We'll do Monday through Friday. Like 10 to 5 or something like that. 7 hours a day. Just hold the camera. That's all you got to do. Just hold the camera, and when I tell you to start recording, you start recording. But I don't want to turn it into a two-man operation, because then that gets dicey, gets weird. The views would go up, I'm sure, but it gets dangerous. I just don't want to get involved in it. But I do think about it. I'm not gonna lie. I do think about it for sure. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We will see. You laughed when you seen gays for Palestine. Yeah, they're really retarded. Palestinians hate gay people. They if it was up to them, everyone would get their necks slit. But yeah, I don't know. More alien stories. It's sad. I mean, I'm still gonna do them. They don't get good views on my channel, but no, I got one coming up. Actually, how many? Well, just two. But one of them is, well, actually, okay, so three. But one of them is a collab I'm gonna do with somebody else. So in the future, I have two UFO related collabs with two different people. Won't say who they are, but they're in the future whenever we get around to it. And then I got one to do a weird story. If I tell you the state, then you guys are already gonna know what I'm talking about. Excuse me, talking about. So, and then I got another one in Louisiana. So yeah, no, I mean, UFOs and they have always fascinated me. I should have did the video when I was in Dayton about the Roswell crash and how supposedly they had shipped the craft out to I forgot what the name of the Air Force base is out in Dayton. That's been on my radar for a long time. I totally messed up. When I went to the grave of Mac Brazel, was that his name? Is it Mac Brazel, the guy that had the ranch where the UFO crashed on? I went to his grave. What I should have done was I should have went to where his ranch was. So I might redo that video, but on a different channel. I might work with somebody. Won't say who it is, but we might go out to the ranch, and we've talked about it before, but it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where it was. Look for that video. We'll see, man. Listen, like I said, I'm game. I can go anywhere I want, whenever I want. It's everybody else. It's like I'm waiting on them. But that's a video that I want to do eventually. Do a more in-depth video about the Roswell crash, and that collab with the other guy for the UFO stuff. we might when I get to Los Angeles, that's where kind of like the story takes place. It's an interesting story, and we'll see. I and I'm glad. And if anybody go check out Drew from Mad Cat Mysteries, um, he's the guy that I'll be working with in the future about we'll be doing some videos in the future about UFO stuff, other strange events, stuff like that. So I look forward to working with him once again. And I'm actually in the next few days, I'm supposed to be recording some audio for him. So we're gonna do a collab on his channel, and then we'll figure something out for mine where we talk about something UFO related. So no, it's gonna come out. You know what I mean? For sure, for sure. That's right. Would I ever talk about the Zetas? What the hell is the Zetas? The Zetas? That sounds familiar. What is a Zeta? Should I look that up? Zetas. Damn, it's 217? Jeez. Well, it's not like I got anything to do tomorrow, so. The Zetas. Is that UFO stuff? Oh, the Zetas. Hell no. What are you wait, you talking about the Zetas, the cartel guys? Hell no. Hell no. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm kind of glad that that interview got low views, man, because I was getting a little bit nervous. Listen, part of me wants to upload that interview on TikTok. I'm still on the fence, man, because it got 18,000 views, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it was just meant to like not be heard. But like the dude that I interviewed, let me tell you something. There's other stories that he didn't want to say on camera that he told me. Woo! Yeah. Listen, we'll leave it at that. I don't know. We'll leave it at that. I don't want no problem with those guys, dude. They're insane. Dude, this this guy, look, there's a YouTube channel that I like checking out. It's called Stories Written by a Current Prisoner. Is that what that is? It's a cool channel. Basically, this guy, he interviews people in prison. And I ain't gonna lie, like watching his channel. That's where I got the idea. So I stole his idea where I wanted to interview people in prison about the crimes they committed. So basically, I got that from him, except that he's more into like the gang culture of things. But me, I'm not into that as much. But man, if you guys listen, a good little channel, like if you're, even if you're remotely interested, I mean, it's gang heavy, so you may not understand what they're talking about when they're speaking, but go check out Stories Written by a Current Prisoner. I think that's what the channel is. Stories Written by a Current Prisoner. Yeah, that guy, man, that guy could blow up his channel, man. If he got away from the gang stuff and just did prisoners in general, he might be able to blow up. He's got a good channel, and so he was talking to this one guy. So he's had this guy on for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I don't know if this guy is like free, but he's sick, or I don't know the story, man. But he was talking to this story, so I'll just say this really quickly. You guys should go check out his channel. He's got good stuff. This guy was a gangbanger, right, from LA. So they go down to Mexico because they're trying to do like some wheeling and dealing with the Mexican cartel guys, right? So his friend, gangbanger from LA, maybe there's like 3 or 4 of them. They go down to Mexico and they're doing this and they're doing that. They're going here, they're going over there. So he's telling this story. So they like tell these guys, hey, come over here, we're gonna blah blah blah, yada yada yada. They get to, I'm guessing it's a house, right? Because I like listening to this channel like when I'm like kind of going to sleep, or like I'm editing video, or I'm like looking up stories. I'll just like listen to it like a radio. This guy was like, so my friend, they get him and they take him to another room. And long story short, like man, when I was listening to him talk about it, I was like, damn, dude, I guess they like tied him to a chair and they took an axe and they just started like, they axed him to death. And the guy was like, he said, listen, this is a hardcore gangbanger, shooting people, all that. He's like, man, he goes, listen, the sounds that guy was making, he couldn't even talk about it. He's like, he said, man, can you imagine they tie you to a chair and then they take an axe and just, I mean, he said just the sound that it made. I said, hot damn. Jeez. I forgot what video that was. So I would tell you guys what video to go watch, but man, I was like when I heard it, I was like I stopped everything that I was doing, and then I had to rewind back 2 minutes to listen to it again. And he was just like, yeah, the sound that he was making, he goes, yeah. That's all he said. He's like, yeah. So I was like, geez Louise, man. Yikes. Oh, listen, it's man, when you want to play with dangerous guys like that, I mean, listen, the way I look at the interview that I did was this, that guy, trust and believe, he held out some really juicy stories to not he didn't want to overdo it, but he goes, all right, he goes, I ain't going to talk about this. I ain't going to talk about that. I ain't going to talk about this. I ain't going to talk about that. I ain't going to talk about this. But he told me off camera, he goes, yeah, man. So I was, but what's so funny about that guy is he wasn't big in he just worked for them. He was a very low level regular guy. He wasn't super he's taking a machete and hacking people up. No, he was just a regular dude. He didn't even make that much money. I was like, why do you even bother? I'm not going to give this guy his location and whatever. But I'm like, dude, you didn't even make that much money. Why bother? And it's because he said, dude, he goes, you don't understand. And he told me this off camera. He said, you don't understand. When you're in Mexico and you work for them, dude, people even the police, they're like, oh, hey, what's up? He said, the power that you get. And I'm just a regular guy just doing taking weed and putting it in a car. He said, even I'm a low level guy. I'm not a hitman. I'm not muscle. He wasn't muscle. He wasn't going around threatening people. He said, but even me, when you roll with those guys and you're riding in the Toyota Tacoma and it's a 4x4 and you're, and he said, man, it's there's a lot of power with that. And he said the money, it was more money than I could make, working, 60 hours a week. It's like I work 20 hours a week and I make as much. And he said, dude, he said, I like making the money and I like spending it. He's just man, I like going to the club. He said, I think he said in so many words, he said, it feels good to go to a club and waste $700-800 and you don't care because the money's gonna he said it's just a good feeling that you just you go to the club, you're like, all right, I could lose 400, and then you just do it. You buy drinks for girls and whatever. He goes, it'll come back again Friday, and then you go out, spend the money, and then you save a little bit for the rest of the week, and then it's just a power, And yeah, it's just a very interesting person. When am I coming back to? Nats Bless is in the building. What's up, girl? When am I coming back to Nashville? I left a lot of stories on the table in Nashville. And you know what? I'm leaving a lot of guys. You would be shocked. I actually in the last month, I think I've only did like 3 videos in the last month because I got so much crap on my phone. Like I'm just making a big push to finally just say, all right, get everything done and out and over. Um, in the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna do another 3 videos because that's how much. That's how I don't want to call it crap, but that's how much video I have on my phone. So yeah. Yeah, but then listen, I could make this a travel channel, but then for me to like do that where I feel like I need an editor, I need somebody to make it look snazzy if I'm gonna do it like cool, you know what I mean? And that's just not my style. But no, let me tell you, I wasn't able to make it this year, but no, definitely, no, listen, definitely next year, early next year. Like I said, I don't care if I just go to a country and stay in the hotel. I don't care if I don't make anything for at large. I just make something for OTR. I got to go somewhere. I don't care. I got to fly somewhere. I got to do something. I got to do something. At least, if at large, if it doesn't benefit that channel, at least this channel, excuse me, I can go to a country and just say like, okay, they sell hamburgers on the side of the street right here. I mean, I really would love to go to Africa and I'd love to just show like street bazaars, like people selling stuff. I love like I'm so fascinated with people, regular people, just living in other countries and what they do for a living. Like, like anything. Like, okay, we go to I'm trying to think of what's a country in Africa that's like okay, like the Congo or whatever the major city is in the Congo. Then I hire some, gotta hire bodyguards or whatever, pay them and be like, all right, look, I want to just interview regular people, no crime stories, unless if you know somebody crime, let me know. I want regular people. Hey, man, where are you from? Oh, I'm from this neighborhood. What do you do? What do you work? Oh, I'm a I don't know. I repair washing machines, or I own a restaurant, or whatever. But I really want to talk to the people who they sell stuff on the street, especially the bush meat people. I got to talk to one of those guys. Hey, would you like some monkey arm? As a matter of fact, I do. I do want some monkey arm. Hey, can you pass me that orangutan balls? I mean, no, just one ball because I'm kind of full. But yeah, I just want to see it for my own self, my own eyes. I just want to see that, and it's dangerous as hell, man. I don't know what to think like about me even actually going there, but I got to do research to see what countries are safe and what countries are not safe to go to. I feel like I should have done all this stuff when I was in my mid 30s, but I don't know. All right, Irons 11. We'll catch up with you later. Hey, when I come out to England, man, you got to catch for me, eh? Got to catch me, eh? Oh, you got to catch me. Your crematory vids are awesome. I don't think I have any crematory videos. Probably, did you mean cemetery? I got invited to a crematory. I got invited to. Uh, I mean, the offer still stands, but he kind of stood me up a little bit, which I'm just like, and I wasn't mad because, I kept telling him, I'm like, I said, dude, I don't want to get you fired, and I don't know how this is gonna do on YouTube. So I wasn't mad at, when he kind of stood me up. But then he hit me up in an email after I left town. He's like, hey man, I forgot what happened or whatever. And I was like, dude, I don't want to put the video. I don't want to do the video because like I don't want to I don't want to get you in trouble with your job or whatever. And it's just I don't know. I don't whatever. So maybe somebody else will hit me up. I don't know. Come to Kentucky and watch the corn and tobacco grow. I already did that. I went to. I didn't do. I was in Louisville. Man, yeah, some crap went down. I ended up leaving Louisville. I didn't do what I wanted to do in Louisville. So I wanted to do a dark side of Louisville, Kentucky. I'll come. I actually did a video to upload, but I changed my mind. I just rather do a dark side of Louisville, and I haven't done a dark side video. So there's videos that I need to start regularly doing, and Faces in Death. I need to get back to, regularly doing those. I need to get back to. So there's three. I want to do small town murders on a regular basis. I want to do Faces in Death, and I want to do dark side of. I want to do those videos. Just do them like regularly, like regularly, as in they get uploaded at least once every few weeks. Like we just put up one, and also the Forgotten in Depth too. I haven't did one of those. I actually got one. I did one at the Goldfield Cemetery in Goldfield, Nevada, and I actually need to go back there because there's a really cool story that I need to go do uh, in that area. I just, when I think about going up that way, this van has so many miles on it. I'm just like, man, part of me is like, should I just go buy another minivan and just kind of hold up on the van I already have, just like leave it alone for right now, and just spend $3,500, get another minivan that has like, 120,000 miles on it, and just I don't know, because this van is still running good, but I don't I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea for me to take this van out to the West Coast. I just don't know, man, because I keep thinking those lonely stretches of highway in New Mexico. I'm just like, do I really want to break down like on the side of the road and I don't got no service? I don't know. Oh no, I'm very fat. I'm very fat. But thank you for the. Well, thank you, Nats. I appreciate that. Thank you. Fortunate Adventures. Fortunate Adventures. I know you. Your channel. I know you. You're. Yeah. Don't you have like a channel or something like that? What's up there? You haven't been around in a long time. What's up there? Yes. Uh, yeah. We'll do some when for sure. We'll do some videos or whatever. Some UFO stuff. Seattle Judy. She's another one that I haven't seen in a long time. Where you been at? Seattle Judy. She disappeared all of a sudden. What happened to the Squirmy and Grubs updates? Man, listen, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. It kind of I'm very cross with doing any more videos about them, man, because listen, like I don't want to come across that I'm bullying this dude. You know what I mean? And I don't want, like I don't care if people I don't really care what people think about me for the most part. I mean, I care in the aspect of the at large channel, but I just feel like listen, and I'm not saying I'll never do another video about them, but let me just explain my side of things. This guy was dealt a very raw hand at life. Like this guy, listen, this guy could only dream of what it's like to wake up in the morning, get out of bed, and go to the refrigerator and eat whatever you want. If this guy wanted to drive to the park and go look at ducks without being around anybody, just to be alone, you know what I mean? Just to be by yourself. And the simplest things that we take for granted every day in what we do, like what I just mentioned. Like I can, after I end this stream, I can go in the back of my van and I can go to sleep and I can wake up and drive down the street. I go to, and that wasn't afforded to him. You know what I mean? And one side of me is just like, dude, just leave that guy alone, man. Listen, yeah, it's fake. It's totally fake. Their relationship, and when I say relationship, it's not a relationship like how a husband protects his wife and loves his wife and she loves him, and he goes out and works 50, 60 hours a week and comes home and he has two kids like swimming around his ankle, daddy, daddy, blah, 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 yada, yada. And then when the kids go to sleep, he like bangs the wife like really hard. They have rough sex or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Uh, all of the things that, or some of the things anyways, that comes with marriage, and their relationship is nothing like that. It's a very business, very business-like, very sterile, very loveless. And when I say loveless, I'm not saying that she doesn't love him. I'm sure Hannah loves Shane, right? And you love people, but there's different levels of love. There's different levels of love. You love your dog. You love your cat. I love my sister. I love my mom. She's crazy, but I still love my mom. I loved girlfriends in the past. There's different forms of love. And the kind of love, and I believe that they do love each other, but the kind of love that they have is not a normal love. An unusual love. It's like a love that you have for a friend. And you know, Hannah believes that people actually believe that that they believe that they're real, right? And let them have let them have their their little thing, I still believe that Hannah there's something wrong with her. I really, and I'm not trying to be funny. I really think something happened. I'm not going to elaborate. I don't know. I think something happened to her. Like something happened to her. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she was sexually abused or whatever. She is like, clearly she is not a normal person. That is not a normal relationship. It's just not. And I don't know what happened to her, but she found something in Shane. She found safety in the fact that he's not able to hurt her in any way. He's not able to hurt her, and she likes that in him. And he's been trying to sell this story of this Beauty and the Beast fantasy that is nothing but an absolute fantasy that he contrived, that he created in his head to sell to any schlep out there who's stupid enough with an IQ of -4 to actually believe that not only is it true love, but that it's actually legit, and it's just a normal love. And they try to normalize their relationship, and that's what bothers me about them. What really bothers me about them is like when they try to normalize it and they're trying to say like, oh well, if I can do it, you can too. It's like, dude, no, you cannot do it. This is fake. And that's what pisses me off. And I don't want to say it pisses me off because it makes me sound like I'm a psycho. It doesn't piss me off. It irks me that this guy is making these videos. On the other side, my Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, the other aspect of it is that it irks me because he is trying to sell this disingenuous story about a gorgeous woman who happens to fall in love with this hopelessly handicapped man. And it's false. And I feel on on one on one level of things, there's, and I'm sure Shane knows this. Shane, I'm not saying he's a smart guy or a stupid guy. I really don't know. I'm pretty sure since he created all this, he has a level of intelligence to him. He's never expressed it in any videos that I've ever seen because honestly, and I'm not trying to be mean, I can't stand to hear him talk because it gets on my nerves. And he can't help it, right? He can't help it. It's like if I could watch a Squirmy and Grubs video without hearing his voice, I probably would watch it just to watch Hannah. I just don't want to hear his voice because it's just annoying and he has trouble speaking and it grates on my ears, right? It's kind of like how you listen to the Indian people like talk with their accent when you call your bank and you talking to somebody in Mumbai. It's kind of like that. I just don't want to listen to it. And it irks me because there's kids out there that are disabled similar to him, and there's family members who have children who are disabled similar to Shane, and they in some weird form or fashion cling to this fake belief that if this guy can have this relationship, that then maybe my son, who is not nearly as disabled as Shane, maybe that there is a woman out there that will love him for who he is. And there might be that woman that might possibly be the case, but I'm sure more than likely, a million to one, it's not. And I don't like this fake narrative that they give out to people because it's rather foul and that's why I make the videos because I'm like, you guys are wrong. You guys are nothing but a reality freak show. I mean, that's what it is. And my language is very harsh because it's true. Nobody would absolutely give two bleeps and an F to watch these two people if Hannah was a 5 from a 1 to 10. Nobody would care to watch them. Nobody would absolutely care. But because she's so attractive and he's so not, that it's perplexing to people why a woman, a healthy, beautiful, vivacious in the sense that, well, you're guessing she is, but there's some obvious mental illness with her. Some form of undiagnosed mental illness, I believe, exists in her, and they're just looking at this woman, and she's with this guy that can't do nothing. And I don't mean like that's not to stab at him, but he can't. He can't provide for her. He can't. I mean, you see, when I go off on these tangents, I don't want to bully him and I don't want to belittle him. That's why I don't like. That's why I like the videos. Like when I start thinking about doing them, I'm like, man, just leave that kid alone, dude. Just, like let him have his life. Let him have his life. Let him have his fake wife. Just leave him alone, because and tomorrow I could wake up and do a video and not care. But part of me is like, man, just let him have his life, man. Just let him have his fantasy. Let him have his fantasy, because tomorrow when I wake up, God willing, unless he strikes me down, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, and just the simple aspect of crawling up out of my van and then getting into the front seat, as fat as I am in this little van, and then I can start the car. Hopefully it starts, and I can drive. I can drive wherever. I don't take that for granted, So part of me is like, just leave him alone, man, because he's not able to do that, and I don't know. I find their story interesting only because of how stupid people pretend to be. Like, I'm pretty sure most people know that it's a contrived story that is simply made to sell to the highest bidder at whatever network that makes these ridiculous shows. And let me tell you, this couple is more interesting than the Slayton sisters, right? The Slayton sisters, They're so big, they're not even YouTube anymore. They're like on a network. They're on the TLC or whatever they're doing. Whatever they're doing. So they're boring. And you look at this guy, and Hannah is hot. Hell, she might even be, Hannah might even be the best looking broad on YouTube. I can't think of a YouTube person. I can't think of a YouTube broad, a woman, whatever you want to call it, that's better looking than her. I don't know. I don't know of one. She's very attractive. She's a beautiful girl. And you know what? Listen, I know I clowned on Hannah and Shane and not because of his disability, but just because of their fakeness in their videos. But I'm sure Hannah has a good heart. I'm sure she's not I don't believe that she's like a mean person. I think she craves attention in a weird way that puts, a negative spin on her in terms of my personal opinion, but I'm sure she's a good person. I'm sure she, means well. And, listen, as long as Shane's on this planet and, listen, if he's happy to say that he has like one of the, a wife that's so hot that like a wife that's hotter than 99% of all wives on the planet, let him have it. Let him have it. But I do need to do a video about how they blocked me. I need to do a video about them blocking me. I don't care for that. That was a little bit. I am officially blocked on the Squirm and Grubs channel. So I will be doing two trollish videos, but it's whenever I feel like doing them. I don't know. So hopefully that kind of explained things. I know that maybe some of you guys probably, I don't know. I don't know. I part of me, like 80% of me feels I should just leave them alone and not mention them ever again. It's like, dude, just leave it alone. Let them do what they want to do. Ah. So yeah. Blah blah blah. But listen, they're I'm sure, what about that other a couple I'm actually, as a matter of fact, let me see if they've uploaded anything. There's another couple that is in a similar situation. It's that poor kid, man, that one that was crushed, that fell off he fell off that bridge and like his lower half was decapitated. What's his name again? Sabian and Lauren. Man, let me tell you, man, I actually did a video on this channel about them. And I did it it was about something that he said in an article online. And I did a video for Lamont on the Run. I haven't put it up yet just because, so they got 597,000 subscribers, and they have not uploaded in 2 months. You know what's so funny about those guys? Sabian and Lauren. In case you don't know who I'm talking about, Lauren is the kid. They're very young. Like I think Lauren was 19 and Sabian was 20, and Lauren was like he was working on a road crew. He was like a construction worker, and they were like finishing up on a bridge that they built. I don't know what state they were in, and Lauren was driving a forklift. And from what I remember the story, he wasn't even certified to drive the forklift. I think he might have been possibly just moving it off of the bridge, and he accidentally fell over the bridge while driving the forklift. And when he fell down on the ground, the forklift crushed his lower body from his pelvis down. And yeah, he said he felt everything. He said he was wide awake. And by the time ambulance crews got him and got the forklift, and everything was crushed. And the doctors told him, the only way you're going to survive is we got to do a lower appendectomy. I think that's the word that they call it, which is they basically got to remove everything from the belly button down, everything, everything. And they said if we don't do this, you're gonna die. So he lost his right arm from the elbow down, and his everything. And they did the surgery, and oh my god, I mean, listen, I've seen, how you see that. I've seen one guy in my life, like in real life, like with that, was only like a half a man, or whatever you want to call it. um I seen him in New York. I was 8 years old. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. I seen this guy. He was like on a it was like a little, like a wooden pallet with wheels, like that you use, that you stack boxes on and you move it. He was on one of those, and I was 8 years old, and I looked at him, and I never seen in guys. We didn't have the internet back then, so I'm 8 years old, and I see this guy, and he had gloves on his hands, and he was just like moving down the street. We were in I think we were somewhere in Manhattan, and I seen this guy. And man, New York was such a trip to me. I was like, it was like a different world. And I seen this guy, and I don't remember if I told my mom anything about it. I'll never forget it. I was like, I thought I seen an alien. And his girlfriend is still with him. She's still with him. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know what their channel is about. They don't do anything. And you have these kids who were together, and that happened to him, and I'm sure he got a settlement. I'm pretty sure he's a multimillionaire. They don't floss on their channel. Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, they got millions of dollars. He got paid in the settlement. It has to be. So I'm sure he got a fat settlement, because if he didn't, they would be uploading every week to make a living off of YouTube, and they don't have to, because I'm sure he got the settlement. And it's very difficult to watch the videos with him. Like, and you see like the colostomy bag, because he eats, so it has to go somewhere. He doesn't have a rectum. He can't use the bathroom like that. So he has like a bag, a colostomy bag, where it comes out. And I'm pretty sure they have like a full time, or not a full time. I don't think they have a full time. That'd be too expensive. But they probably got, they got somebody that comes, you know, and I'm pretty sure she's like the full time. And listen, you know, I remember on my other channel, I did a video about them. And, I talked about like the uncomfortable truth about Sabian and Lauren. And they actually responded in my comments. They didn't respond to me, but they responded to the comments of people who are telling me how wrong I was about making that video. And, the only thing that I can think of is, well, how am I wrong? These are legit questions. I mean, this girl is what, 23, 24 now? You don't think she wants to have babies? You don't think she wants to, have sex? It's, listen, I don't know what the hell was going on behind closed doors with those guys. They're actually, in a weird way, they're more interesting to me than Squirmy and Grubs, because like they don't post. Like Squirmy and Grubs, they're boring story. They're stupid. They just, who cares? But these people, they're mysterious. It's like they're mysterious. Like, what are you doing? Like, like, what is it like to, like? How do you sleep? And I'm sure they made those videos. I just, excuse me. I got ADHD. I zone out of stuff really fast if it's not related to my to the to the subject matter that I'm interested in. But And I did make a joke that it was very distasteful, and it was just a joke, but people didn't get it. And that's why people didn't like my video, because I made a joke, and it was a joke. I wasn't being serious, and you know I mean I that yeah I feel bad for that kid for sure. And I don't know, I just find these like disabled couples on YouTube. I find them very interesting how they just how to present themselves. I don't know. You wish that I would come to the Bristol, VA/Tennessee area. That must be east. I don't even know where that's at. Frogger. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you kindly, eh? Thank you kindly, eh? Agent Smith is in the building. What's up? What's up? I try to tell it the way it is, and some people may not agree with me, and I don't need you to agree with me all the time, but I do say, like, kind of, look at it from where I'm looking at it. The world isn't full of rose petals, and wow, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I thought I was only going to do 30 minutes. The world isn't like rose petals and dandelions. you know Terrible things happen to good people, and I just kind of say, like, that's kind of how I see it. And I could be very wrong, but 98% of the 98 point what's my rate, 98.4% of the time I think I'm correct. 98.4, I'm right. But there's always the 1.6, I got it wrong. For sure, I got it wrong. And I own it. I'm sure there's stories like Bitcoin. I kind of got it wrong. I still think it's a scam, but people have made a lot of money. I still think it's a scam. Because that's all it is. It's just a scam. It's the most ridiculous thing. Bitcoin is the most ridiculous thing I've been wrong on. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm just like, I, I'm I'm wrong, but I'm like, it's a scam. But hey, you guys want to go buy your Bitcoin? Go ahead. But I don't know. I don't know. You hate Squirmy and Grubs, can't stand Shane. I think I seen your comments on one of their videos, which was absolutely hilarious. I seen you commented on one. You're like, you're fake. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they. It's funny how they moved to LA now. So they left their. I mean, I don't know if they live in a mansion, but a house that's worth over $1 million in Minnesota. It's it's not a mansion, but I'm sure it's very nice. And then they moved to Los Angeles. Obviously, they moved to probably be closer to like the to network. I mean, they want they will not stop until they're taken serious, and they're on some kind of a reality TV show. And listen, every single producer of every single project related to reality, they all know who these people are. They all know who Squirmy and Grubs is. But you got to ask yourself a question: how come nobody's offered them a legit show? The reason why they haven't offered them a legit show is because all you got to do is just do a little bit of digging, and you can see Shane with his two previous flings, whatever you want to call it, and they say, okay, well, we can't work with you guys because you've tried this before 2 other times. So obviously there is some issues on whether you guys are in it just for the fame and money, or you guys are legitimate, like husband and wife. It's plain as day. It's plain as day. Any producer that's like, okay, she's gorgeous, he's odd looking, and then All I gotta do is do a social media background check, and you're like, okay, so this guy's like trying to sell this fake love story. Okay, yeah, we can't. Like they can't do anything with that because you're just gonna get a bunch of blowback. Yeah, they can't do that. It's like, well, we can't. You know, if somebody were to like just go ahead and give them a chance, they their show would not last more than a season because they would just get bombarded with like hate emails like this is fake. That's it. And then guys like me will just be making more videos about how fake they are. They'll never, and I repeat this, me personally, they'll never get a show. Never, ever, ever, ever. They'll never get a show. They won't even sniff. They might have had like meetings with people. They will not get a show unless the production company or the network slash channel, whoever, unless they know that this is just a one season thing, like Netflix. Okay, one season, 6 episodes. That's it. That's the most they'll ever be able to do. You're never, ever, 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 ever going to be taken serious because you guys are not serious because you guys are not a real couple. And these companies, they know you guys are not serious. They're not stupid. You're dealing with millions of dollars. They're not going to sink any kind of real money on this fake love story. They're just not going to do it. They're not stupid. You know, they'll, you know what? They're going to be like, you know what? We'll stick with the Slayton sisters because at least we know what we're getting. We're getting two fat women, one of them really struggling. I mean, I guess she lost a lot of weight, so good for her. I'm glad that the one lost a lot of weight because I was like, dang, this chick is like not long for the world. So I guess she lost some weight. So they're going to say, yeah, we'll stick with the Slayton sisters because we can see and believe their story because we can see that they have a problem. With you guys, forget about it. Come on. We're not stupid. Anyways, did I watch the Boogie Daco? Oh my God. Yeah, I did. I was on the elliptical at the gym. I watched the entire thing. I watched the entire thing. And I will say this. There might be a Lamont at Large video related to him in the future. I'll just say that. And I'm not saying again, no, not again. Not for him. No, 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 no. Not at all. There might be a Boogie 2988 Lamont at Large. There might be. I'm still figuring out. I'm still figuring out if it fits. And I haven't even done any research on it. I've done like a quick Google search. That's it. Um Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm still weighing it. That's why I never made that video for Lamont on the Run. I mean, I still might, but I made a Boogie 2988 video about 7-8 months ago. No, wait, no, not 7-8 months ago. When was it? No, it was like April. Yeah, 7-8 months ago. And I didn't upload it because, man, listen, I'll tell you the truth. Listen, I don't hate that guy. There's no hate. I dislike. I don't dislike him. I dislike his victim mentality. It really gets on my nerves. And I didn't upload that video because it was more like a bullying video, and I'm like, this could get a strike because people like Boogie 2988, you got to really handle with kid gloves. And if you watch any video on YouTube that has a lot of views about him, they do not lay in on him. Penguin Zero. I don't watch a lot of Penguin Zero, but I have ended up watching some of his videos when he talks about subjects that I'm like, oh, like my ears open. Like for instance, when he talked about EDP or Boogie, or he talked about there's other stuff that I don't remember that he talked about. And what do all of these YouTube channels have in common? They all treaded very lightly, because this is a guy who is so pathetically mentally fragile. Like, he's the most pathetic person on YouTube. He's absolutely pathetic. And I gotta leave it at that. This guy is the biggest victim on YouTube. And you want to see him like get past his demons, right? And another thing that bothers me about the whole Boogie thing is how everybody has said, man, everybody has just ran him through the ringer about all of like the little stupid things he said, all like the dumb, like, hateful stuff. Dude, on my old channel, I would eat that for breakfast. I'm like, dude, who cares if you said that? Now, granted, if you got 4 million subscribers, why the hell are you saying that? That's the problem. If this guy had 10,000 subscribers, nobody would care. But because you were at one time a very, very successful YouTuber, and then you went from getting 300,000 views on a video and getting 3 million views on a Francis video, and then now you got 4 million subscribers. You've lost a lot of subscribers. You were closer to 5 before, and now you got this pathetic waif of a man, and I use the term man loosely because there is nothing that resembles a man when it comes to that guy. You got everybody going in on him because he was at one time this ultra successful YouTuber, probably making, I mean, hell, this guy was probably making a lot of money. And people have just, his main problem is not what he said in the past. His main problem is that his fan base grew up and he didn't. That's what happened. Dude, you were 30, what? You were in your late 30s, something like that. And you were talking about the same crap that you're talking about now, and you're 50. And then those kids that were 13 and 14, those nerds, they went to college and graduated and have kids. They're not listening to some 50-year-old man baby talk about nonsense. They're doing, they got other things to do. They're a subcontractor for a construction company. Some guy just ruined an entire foundation of a house and they got to report everything. They're worried about that. Okay. They just blew a tire pulling a load down the highway, and now they're stuck on the road, and and it's got to be there at 5:30 p.m. They're worried about that. They're not worried about some grown man baby talking about the newest Pokemon Go cards. Silver pack is not up to snuff. It's not what you expected it to be. They just lost interest in you, and you didn't evolve. Dude, he could have evolved into he could have been like a mini EDP where he could have evolved into several different channels, but this guy is so pathetic that it's like you want to root for him, but then when you root for somebody, you're rooting for them because you're believing that you can at least instill some form of confidence in somebody and hope that they'll take the resolve that you gave them and use it in their life. Not this guy. No, it's just poor me, my dad yelled at me and he would throw things at me. Really? And you can't get past that, huh? And then the documentary, it was shot really well. The whole like the thing with him and like he was talking about like him getting prostitutes, which was absolutely shocking. Because like you wouldn't think that that guy would be so open about like, oh, my wife didn't work out, so I'm spending $5,000, which is, by the way, it's like, dude, $5,000. You spent $5,000 on a, like, what? I mean, couldn't she get like 50 crack? Couldn't she get like 500 crackheads for $50 a pop for $5,000? Ridiculous. And then he has uh this his girlfriend now, which she comes off as, man, hey, if she's lying, she's a good liar. She does come across as genuine, but I still don't believe her, but she does come across as genuine. And the one thing about the documentary I did not like is how they made him out to be like some pathetic slob that was broke. It's like, dude, am I missing something here? Your channel's still monetized. He's still making between 5 and 10 grand a month. I don't know if people know this or not. He's actually, to tell you the truth, I think he makes over $10,000 a month, unless he's like very heavily in debt with creditors. Like, I don't get it. It's like I when I was watching the doc, I thought that he got demonetized, and then I went on my other phone and I played a couple of his videos. I'm like, dude, he's still getting monetization. I don't know. He's a very curious, pathetic weirdo, and there might be a Lamont at large. There might be something there. It's not going to be clickbait, but I'm just like, is it really Lamont at large material? It's not, because he's still alive, which is, I don't wish him death. I mean, I don't care for him. I don't dislike him. I just don't really care about him. But there's got to be something there. There's something there. Give you a city and state to look up a Hilton brand hotel. Oh, so you can that's a good one. Memphis, Tennessee. There you go. Bonsai Buddy, is Ray Ray in prison? Hey, dude, honestly, I kind of think you're Ray Ray. I haven't seen that guy in a long time. Yeah, I hope he's okay. He hasn't been around in about a year, but I still think it's you. I still think it's you. So yeah. But who knows? I mean, hopefully he's okay. Who knows? Where do I see myself in 5 years? I have hopefully alive. That's all I want. Other than that, whatever. Just, I want to be alive. I want to be alive. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm getting tired. I streamed longer than I thought I would. Guys, check me out next week. What is tomorrow? Sunday. I just drank 2 beers. So tomorrow I got to go to the gym. It is cold right now. It's 32 degrees. So we're gonna run the heat for a while, and I will catch up with you guys next week. We'll do a live stream, and I want to say for 2024 on this channel, I want to start doing more live streams where I'm like out on the street. So we'll see if we can get that done. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Peace out.